Hey guys, so here's a follow-up video on my previous video. It was a review of can of beams, aftermarket stainless steel Wolverine claws for Marvel Legends Wolverine. It works in Tiger Stripe or the Juggernaut Wave. So the original Hasbro ones were originally really dull, drab plastic color, like a gray color. And what I did was I chrome painted them, and as you can see, the paint is starting to chip off, and that's why I was seeking out some metal claws. And in my previous review of these metal claws that I purchased from Can of Beams on Facebook, I showed that they were very square, they were unfinished, and they weren't really worth the money. I paid $18 for the set of 6, and they were squared off around the edges. They were completely dull, not polished at all, like completely flat gray, not reflective at all, not shiny at all, totally unfinished. Paying $18, I thought that was way too much. Supposedly they're stainless steel, so I guess that's a bonus. They're more durable over a longer period of time. So what I decided to do is I got my Dremel out and got a couple polishing tips here. See if I can find the one I was using. Anyways, this is one of the ones I was using. Pretty much, you got to experiment with these stone tips on when you're using them on metal, because sometimes you generate too much heat and it doesn't grind fast enough, and you want it to grind, and it's going to kick up dust, so you want to wear a mask. If you're going to do this, you have to wear a mask, and of course you have to wear safety glasses in case something flies. And of course a piece of a grinding wheel did fly off and hit me in the face, so it's a good thing I was wearing glasses. But this is quite dangerous work, and also you have to use a vise. As you can see, I was hitting the vise with the grinder a little bit. These mini vices, you can get them on eBay for like less than $5 from China. There's several different kinds you could buy. This helped a lot. You need one of these if you're going to be grinding metal. So what I did is I just grind down the corners, the sharp, the square corners of this, to make them more of the shape of the original Hasbro brand. And after that, I wasn't done. I had to go with 220 grit sandpaper. I have a whole bunch of variety in here, but started with 220, grinded them all, sanded them all down after I used the Dremel, and then after the 220 I used 800, sanded it down again. Then after the 800 I took this 1500, which is wet or dry. It's very, very fine for polishing, and this is what I ended up with after the 1500, which is not perfect. If you look close, you can still see some tiny nicks in there, but for me that's good enough. They're shiny, and obviously, as you've been watching throughout this video, they look much better than the Molotow paint marker ones that I've done. But overall, this job, it requires patience. It took me maybe 3 hours out of my night to get all this grinding, sanding, and polishing done on these. And they all do fit very well now that I've rounded out the edges, the corners of this peg. Originally this peg was square and it was too big to fit in Wolverine's knuckle. Now it's fine. So I guess I gotta try to tack on some photos of how he looks at the end of this video with these on, so you guys can get a better look. Alright? Happy collecting, everybody, and again, I don't recommend Can of Beams unless you really need stainless steel and you want to put in the extra hours of work. Other than that, I don't think they're worth the money that he's charging because of the extra work. I'm sure there's probably another seller out there that makes better claws that are finished and already ready to put on. Okay guys, have a good one.